Hello everybody, Reggie Time here, and today we're playing a session on Sky Poker. We're not going to be showing any of the players at the table screen names. We've got this part like blocked out here so you can't see any screen names in the chat box. And hopefully Sky are going to be okay with this in terms of me being able to make some videos, because the biggest problem seemed to be that we were on the channel, we were showing player screen names and their play styles, their betting styles and things, and we're going to anonymize people, so we don't do that. And I'm not going to mention any players' names. I might refer to some reasons like, oh, this particular player is loose aggressive, or this particular player is loose passive, or what have you, but there won't be any names used. And I'm going to try and be a bit more polite than I sometimes am. We're still going to have some fun. The odd F-bomb's still going to slip out, but we're not going to be out there insulting people as we have done in the past, and trolling people. Well, I'd say more trolling than insulting, bit of both, I guess. We're going to try and be a little bit more mature about things, and hopefully it'll be a suitable enough compromise that the higher ups at Sky won't have an issue with it. Let's just say that. So when they did email me, and telephone me, the problem did absolutely seem to not really be around my behaviour on video, although I'm sure that didn't please them. I'm not here to please Sky, of course. I'm just here to try and compromise with them. But yeah, I understand why some players might not want their screen names out there and what have you. I don't necessarily agree with the decision, but I do respect it, and this is my way of trying to find a workable situation. If the guys at Sky don't like this, then this video will be taken down, and I guess we'll have to just think again. But hopefully it'll work. The reason why I want to do it again is I've been struggling to find ways to create stuff for my channel that doesn't involve me putting more effort in than, or more time in, should I say, than I want to make. And I want to put in like manually putting hands into poker hand replays is a minor ball ache. Playing on other sites outside of Sky is a minor ball ache because I just don't want to play on them. So I need to try and find a way to find a workable compromise with the people at Sky, or maybe just stop making videos. Certainly stop making videos free on YouTube anyway, and just continue making them for like Micro Grinder and anybody else who occasionally asks me to do some bits and bobs for them. I kind of want to just make more live play, casual, just playing, chilling out, chatting the shit sort of videos, just talking about what's been happening in my poker life, my outside life, just like do it like a mini vlog again, but with some poker being played whilst I'm generally chit-chatting away. August has been a good month for me up until Saturday. What was the date on Saturday? No, until around Saturday the 18th. Well, no, Saturday was okay actually, I think, wasn't it? Around Saturday, Sunday time, and then things have took a small turn for the worse. I was up around £500. And then I have hit like a £200 downswing, which is unusual for me on Sky, because usually my game selections allow me to play in games where large downswings are super unlikely. We'll get back to that in a moment when we finish playing this hand with this fellow here. We check the flop. He doesn't take the opportunity to bet, so we're just going to bet smallish twice now, allow him to call with things worse than a queen. And then we'll try to get caught by a 9 here, or by a worse queen, something like that. And we do. So yeah, we're doing a bit of downswinging, and I'd like to say it's all been run bad. There has been some run bad in there, but by jeepers, well, never said something like that before, have I? I've played pretty badly. So I've made some big mistakes in hands. I made some big mistakes in my methods. I thought this week, right, Monday, let's see how we can do in this Sky League. Last week I finished whatever 20 something for £7.50, and I thought I could have done better than that. I thought we could have got an extra 300 or 400 points on the week, which maybe would have put me up into like the top 15, top 10, somewhere between 10th and 15th. So this week, let's just see how high we can finish. I mean, the rewards still aren't that great for finishing outside the top 10. But I kind of challenged myself to try and play as much as I could. And on Monday, I did things I would never dream of doing. I played about a 2-hour session, maybe even a 3-hour session later in the night. 6 tabling with like 4 eggs, at least 4 eggs, sometimes 5 eggs at every table. I'm going to give a shout out to JJ Binksy, because he said get in there and get battling, and I was like, yeah, go on, why not? And it was dreadful. It was a complete waste of time. I didn't lose very much money that session. I just didn't play very well. There was lots of regulars around. I ended up being a little bit stationy and made a couple of bluffs in bad spots, and just general. Wasn't happy with the session when I was playing it. Wasn't happy, what am I doing this for? And just like an overall negative feel of a session. It's just not my thing. Those guys that can do that, hats off to them. Massive respect. I can't do it. It's clear it's not my thing. I mean, I can play those tables if I'm just playing 1 or 2 of them, but again, I'd rather just not be playing then. I want to be able to play at tables where I can see good opportunities to make some money, and not without having to like battle with regulars. Now, I'm not saying all the regulars I was playing with are particularly good, but they're still regulars. They're still not making any horrendous calls on a regular basis. They're still not making bad bluffs on a regular basis. They're not making tons and tons of mistakes. They're making mistakes like we all do, but they're not making loads of them, and there just isn't that much profit involved. And the rewards, because I'm quite low volume at the end of the week, don't make it worth my while to battle with them. Maybe if I could play such a huge volume where I could make hundreds of pounds a week in rewards, like some of these guys maybe are, or hundreds of pounds a month in rewards, then maybe it'd be worth it. But I just don't have the time or the inclination to do that. I'm very much more on the recreational side. Just want to play, anything between 2 and 4 tables, and just make some pocket money. I would say my goal every month is to make £400. Anything more than that, we're delighted with. Anything less than that, whatever. It's not the end of the world, I mean, we can't complain. If we only have a month when I make £200, it's not like I can sit and complain. Because we still made £200 playing a game that we enjoy. So that's my MO, if you will. And I got away from it. I changed my MO a little bit on the first day of the month, or the first day of the week. And it wasn't a particularly good day. I would say maybe I tilted a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. Then the day after I tried again, but I tried playing like some like more higher volume at 10NL, just to like try and practice playing higher volume. And I ended up playing heads up with this guy who ran incredibly well against me, and just like over jammed all the time. When he had it, and it took me 3 buy-ins to realise that was what he was doing. So yeah, all in all, the first 2 days of the week have been pretty disastrous, and they've contributed to my like dropping from a high point of £500 for the month down to £300. But whatever, it is what it is. Hopefully I've learned from it now, and I won't repeat those mistakes again for a while. I'm sure I'll repeat them again in future at some point, but I won't repeat them again for a while. And the goal for the rest of the month is just steady the ship now. Just play 2-3 tables, game select quite well, steady the ship, and hope to, if we can get back up over the £400 mark, then I consider that a success. I mean, we all hit rocky patches from time to time. We all kick ourselves when they happen, because we make mistakes that we know we shouldn't be making. I mean, my game went rubbish, to be fair. I was just calling down all kinds of like rubbish spots when I just knew my opponent had it, and I just couldn't fold top pair or what have you. And it was pretty rubbish. I mean, I was lucky that we had a really good session Saturday night where I played for a couple of hours with a real manic guy, a real maniac, and he was getting the regulars all fired up too. And I mean, the games were really good, and I won £185 in a 2-hour session. If it wasn't for that session, I mean, we'd be not in a hole for the month now, but we'd be close to breaking even. If we'd be on a £400 downswing if it wasn't for that session, or close to £400 downswing. So I'm grateful for that, and hopefully we've now come out the other side of it, at least in terms of like steadying the ship. Not saying we're going to start like winning tons of money all of a sudden, but hopefully we've at least steadied the ship and we're going to like stop hemorrhaging. Seems like a useful turn card. Useful in terms of it probably gave us the best hand, but it didn't make us any money. So this isn't going to be a particularly long video because, as I said, I might end up having to take it down. I'm going to host it. I'm going to upload it today. I'm going to link it to the thread in the Sky forum with all the like stuff in there to anonymize players, and just let the Sky guys advise me what to do. I mean, if hopefully they'll be alerted to it and they'll see it. Then if they get in touch and say, or if they don't get in touch at all, I'm going to presume it's okay. If they do get in touch and say, sorry, we're still not happy with you using our platform to make videos, well then I guess it's time to just pack it all up and maybe just make the occasional video when I feel like I've got something to say. I don't think they'll have a problem with this. I think reasonable people will see that I've moved quite a long way from how we were originally doing things. And as long as I continue to uphold the new standards, I don't see it being a major issue, but we'll see, I guess. And good turn card on table 2, sorry. We have the straight, we have the diamond blockers. I'm not too worried about a flush coming off on the river. If it does, then we're just going to need to just call rather than raise. And the board pairs, which is somewhat disappointing. I think we can still make a very small like raise fold here. Just put an extra pound on top. He's going to probably just call with the jack, maybe, and call with some worse hands too. And he's only going to raise if he has a full house, I would imagine. Don't think a jack raises here when the board pairs. No, jack just calls. Nasty suck out from us there. Well, not nasty suck out, but you know, he had us crushed pre-flop. The reason we're playing a 10-nil table as well as a 20 is this is literally the only 20-nil table running. I sat for like 15 minutes at an empty seat before starting recording, hoping another game might form around me, but it doesn't seem that's going to be the case today. Well, certainly not before I go to work anyway. Nine, 7 suited. Just going to fold that. It's probably going to be a 3-bet or fold cut off versus middle position. And 3-betting hands that require us to generate quite a lot of fold equity isn't something I'm typically doing in these games versus unknowns. Against regulars and what have you, people who I know can fold to 3-bets, and yeah, I'm going to put that in my 3-bet fold in my 3-bet range. But against players that we don't know, and we don't know this guy from Adam, he's untagged, he could be anybody. We're not going to start trying to force unknowns to fold with hands like that. Let me try to get this in against Dave, against this guy when he min raises. Almost said his name then. Oh, he didn't min raise, he's potted it this time. We're still going to try and get it in unless this regular comes along, which he has. This is kind of unfortunate because he has to know he has no fold equity against somebody with just a £4 stack, so therefore this should theoretically strengthen his range significantly. So we're going to fold the 10s, and of course we would have flop top set. But this guy just has to have a strong range here to win a 3-bet pre-flop versus a short. Wow. I did not expect the fold there. We're not going to be able to confirm our read on the regular because the fishy guy decided to put half his stack in pre and then just fold on a relatively innocuous flop. Shame that we couldn't flop top set because we threw our cards away. Oh, it's all happening. It's all kicking off in the 20NL streets. And more life is breathed into this gentleman's stack with his flopping of the straight versus the ladies. Still no extra 20NL tables going. This is literally the only 20NL table running at 11:48 in the AM. Which is somewhat disappointing, but it is what it is. We're not going to be opening 10 jack. Normally 10 jack will be a trivial open. I guess we still can. I mean, if he jams, he just jams and we fold, don't we? It's two suited, heavily multi-way. Let's see some black ones. Oh, got 4 of them. It's a start. How's that for a rubbish turn card? Top pair here in a very heavy multi-way part. We're just going to kick it off with a bet. Obviously play for stacks against the green side guy, but probably fold. Should we get action from anybody else? Probably just going to run this video for another 25 minutes or so. No point making a long video if those that seek to prevent me from making videos decide not to like it, then we're just wasting our time a little bit. It'd be ridiculous if this gentleman folds here. Wow, potted it, made a big c-bet on that board, committing decent chunk of his stack, but not having anything that he feels he can defend. This fellow is something of a limping gazelle at this stage. Everyone's just waiting to finish him off. Looked a good shot here. Look. On this board, texture versus multi-way action, and with somebody with just 80 pence left, or virtually 80 pence, we're not going to see bet. No idea what's going on with that 10 pence turn bet. Seems unique. He got the fall for the 20 pence on the end. Wow. Going to give up here. Took the tiny pot, not really worth bluffing for. I mean, yeah. Interesting situation here, because this guy can certainly have some strong hands at just flat here. I mean, we still just need to raise and get it in. If he's trapping this with like aces or kings, then he's going to win a stack unless we spike. If I had aces or kings, then I was him, I would probably just flat too. Well, he's folded down. We're in a flip for the money that we do not win. I've been, to be fair, my all-in game recently has been pretty horrendous. I've just been like losing all-ins all over the place, which has contributed to what's been happening. Like, we've had people playing draws in an extremely bad aggressive way and getting there with a higher than that frequency that is kind of frustrating, but never mind. Shit happens. So we have bankrolls to absorb these things. I quite like some action from Dorks here. I'd like him to put the cold 4-bet in. No, no cold 4-bet. The cold 4-bet was not coming, and I mentioned the guy's name. I need to get better at that. I shan't do it again, or I try my very best not to. This deuce suited is going to be a defend on the button. Well, not a defend, call on the button. And we're going to completely miss, and that's going to be the end of that party. In fact, I think we're going to stop the video at the 30-minute mark so I can get it uploaded and posted to Skype before I go to work. Got to go out and pick my sons up to see them before work for 1 o'clock, which means I probably need to leave the house in around 45 minutes time. King Queen suited is going to be a 3-bet versus this quite loose aggressive opener. Up here is in lots of pots. Now it's going to be a squeeze. Not saying we have the best hand here, but we have a really playable hand in position, and we don't want to be going at multi-way too often. That's another problem I had when I was during the downswing. I just couldn't seem to isolate players and get them heads up. Seems I've failed again here, but we have flop top pair, and if our opponent's lucky enough to have ace king or a 7, then he's for sure going to felt us. And our friend has run his £3 stack back up to 23 quid, which is good for him and also good for the game. We like to see green tag players with fat stacks, as long as we're not the main contributor to that. We want to be the beneficiary of it, not the contributor to it. The ace and the king. And this fellow here probably needs to go orange. Both of our tables, I've seen him around a bit recently, and he seems to be pretty solid. I guess he was green originally because maybe he played with less than 100 big blinds. It certainly isn't based on anything that I've seen from his play, because he seems reasonably solid. Alright, we got this guy who's been very loose aggressive opening, then the min 3 bets come in. We can't guarantee to see a flop, and we're going to be out of position. So as sexy as his hand is, we're just going to let it go. Three bet the 9s here in position to try and isolate a green tag player. And we're going to flop top set, which is not unpleasant. Don't expect to get loads of folds on a board like this. We did get one, but not the sort of board I'd be comfortable c-betting if I had ace king there, for example, because I wouldn't expect to get too many folds. So if we're in a situation where we wouldn't be that comfortable bluffing, it seems like a spot where we could maybe try and get some fat value. But our friend here wasn't in the business of paying out there. Yeah, but for now I think we're just going to sit out next big blind at both tables and wrap the video up. It's not a particularly exciting session in terms of, like, it's not like I'm giving up much in terms of like table quality or what have you. I mean, this table's certainly worth continuing at if I wasn't wanting to get the video finished. We have 2 players here that are quite lively. This is a pretty reasonable table too, but I was going to have to wrap it up in half an hour or so anyway, so it's not a big deal. So yeah, 30 minutes, we'll call it a wrap up there, and hopefully this video will be here to stay. Hopefully the guys at Sky will play the Ace King. Hopefully the guys at Sky will find this an acceptable compromise. I've been on my best behaviour. We've anonymised all the players. Hopefully it's going to be a format they're going to be able to let me run with. C-bet here, and if we get caught, we're only going to continue on. Good turn cards for us. Offsuit 8 absolutely isn't one of them. So yeah, there we go. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Hopefully the Sky guys are fine with it and we can do some more of them. Take care everybody, and bye bye for now.